Judgment here. We are in a normal level game with Fetid the Necromancer. I have returned this character to normal level. He has the complete Asara set, but what I'm going to concentrate on here is the wand. This was shopped from Ormus in Act 3, normal level. You'll note it has 20 fast casts, and with +1 to poison to bone skills and 2 to bone spear, it is in effect a 3 to bone spear wand, and that's got him through normal level quite comfortably. I would like to use the rune word white. Spirit's an alternative, and that certainly has better cast rate and more mana, but I think the possibility of getting a +8 to bone spear wand outweighs the damage of the +2 to all skills that's offered by Spirit. Now, how do you get a +8 to bone spear wand? Well, you try and make the rune word white in a +3 to bone spear base that has 2 sockets. I'll show you here the bases that he has obtained already. There's a 3 to bone spear with 2 sockets. Unfortunately, the first one I tried with the Heradric cube formula of Ral, Ammon and Perfect Amethyst. It had +3 to bone spear and 1 to amplify damage, but it only got 1 socket. And given I wish to use Death's Web on this character, I don't wish to use any of the socket quests while playing through the game. There's another one that was purchased from Drognan. There's another one purchased from Drognan. Those two both came with the sockets. And here are 2 more +3 to bone spear bases that can be socketed with the formula. I'm going to show you here how to do the shopping, though that should be fairly obvious. But I will say that I found this quite engaging and something I could easily do by watching the TV. One thing I figured out part way along is that you are better off doing this in zoomed mode. So if we go to Drognan and look at what he's got in the way of weapons, and we're looking only for bone wands because only they at this level can get 2 sockets, and then you simply run out of the Loot Ghislaine gate, wait till the text appears on the screen and goes back, and you go back to Loot Ghislaine and shop again. However, and I may have this wrong, it may just be purely a trick of my imagination, on zoom mode I thought this
approach and let's trade
was a little bit faster than going to unzoomed mode, going to normal mode and doing this. And somebody can correct me on that, but I thought zoom mode was a little quicker. Now I must have done this for about the order of 5 hours.
Good day.
While looking at the television. And we're of course looking for either wands with grey or white writing, and we're also looking for +3 to bone spear. I've already shown you the best of the bases that Fetid found while shopping, but I'll show you some of the other ones here and I'll make a couple of points. There is a plain unskilled bone wand at 1166 pieces of gold. If you just choose to buy one that has white writing and is unsocketed, it'll still cost you the same. And there's the 1166, either socketed or unsocketed. This one here I thought was an oddity. The skills aren't all that desirable as a Bone Mancer. My understanding it is possible to get +3 to each of 3 skills, and despite the 5 or so hours I spent running back and forth from Drognan, this was the only wand I ever saw that had +3 to each of 3 skills. This one here, but being both superior and with +3 to bone spear, 1 to bone ball, 1 to weaken, that was round about the most expensive wand I ever saw. And here I'll show you the difference between a +1 to bone spear, +2 to bone spear and +3 to bone spear wand. There's a +1 at 16,302, and you might notice here that a +1 to bone wall is about half that amount of gold. There's +1 to bone spear at 16,302, and you can see that's the same as the plain 1 socket wand. There's a superior wand with 15 enhanced damage and +1 to bone spear But you can see it's not really worth paying the extra gold just to have a superior wand, because it will then have horrendous repair costs, and the extra damage surely is not worth it on a Bone Mancer. +1 to Bone Spear at 16,302, +2 to Bone Spear at 46,573, and a +3 to Bone Spear wand at 76,526. And given that gold is relatively easy to collect, I think it's well worth the trouble, if you have time, to run back and forth from Drognan and get the extra 1 to Bone Spear, though it may take quite some hours. I don't know what I'd consider to be the ideal wand in which to make the rune word white. I think my best would be +3 to Bone Spear and +3 to each of 2 desirable curses, and the ones I would particularly like would probably be Life Tap and Amplify Damage, and those would both be to help out the mercenary and also to enhance Corpse Explosion. When shopping these wands, I don't ever recall getting a skill on the wands that was beyond level 18. I'm assuming that these skills you'll just have to pick up a wand that has them on the way. Now, given that we're only in normal level with Drognan, perhaps that's reasonable enough. So that's it for Fetid's shopping adventures. We were fortunate enough to find a doll rune in normal level, somewhere in Act 5. The IO rune that he needs to complete the rune word white we'll have to try and get from the Countess in Nightmare level. So at least we have a plain Bone Spear wand, but I'm probably going to go for that one there. Just a reminder, if you wish to do this with Drognan, I would strongly recommend you go into zoom mode. I'm hoping the rune word white, which I have never used before, will be a sizable enhancement to his damage and enable him to get through Nightmare a little bit more comfortably. I made this video after reinstalling my Windows 11 desktop, so I hope everything looks at least to the usual standard of my past videos. I'll keep you updated with Fetid's gear and skills as he progresses through the game.